This video is going to be all about how to choose the right shoes for your skirts and dresses. And I just did a video on how to choose the right shoes for pants and jeans. And a lot of you said you wanted to see a video like this. So hopefully you will find this helpful. I chose a lot of just basic styles of skirts and dresses that are kind of plain colors. So hopefully you can take these examples and comparisons that I show you and apply it to your own wardrobe. And so if you love this video and you found it helpful, please give it a thumbs up and also let me know in the comments. And if you have not hit that subscribe button yet, please do so. And remember, during this time of year, love your neighbor and be kind. I want to start off with a midi skirt because I think this is a very common skirt. It's something that has been on trend for a while. And so I have a slip skirt, and a lot of you might have a slip skirt like this, or yours might be a little bit more A-line. And I think these shoe options will work with either. So I first want to start off with knee-high boots because I think this is a very popular thing to wear with a midi skirt in the fall and winter. I think it gives you really good coverage, and I really love that it just goes underneath the skirt, and I don't know, it's just one of my favorites. So I want to start off with this skinny heeled boots that I have that I love. These are a great boot to dress things up. They have a really nice sleek appeal to them. They hug the foot, so they're not chunky, they're low profile, and I really love options like this with skirts and probably any style skirt. And if you can't do the skinny heel, you could find one that has, you know, just a little bitty block heel, nothing chunky, and I think that's going to work really well with a lot of things. So I do want to show you a comparison here with this boot and then another block heel boot that is not great. And I know the block heel boot is black and it is a little bit heavier, but I really wanted to create a very good contrast here with these and just kind of show you why, just by looking at this, why the more sleek boot works very well. So the chunky heel, just the style of it just does not go, and it adds a lot of heaviness, which you don't want to do with a lightweight material skirt like this. Now, if you had a wool skirt on that was a lot heavier, I think a chunkier option might work here. But when you have items that are flowy and nice, I would stay more with your classic low profile, really sleek knee-high boots. So another very popular shoe option right now are Mary Janes. So I want to show you a comparison here where I have a pair of flat Mary Janes on, and then I have a pair of Mary Janes that have a little bit of a heel. And I actually didn't love the flats. I don't think flats go very well with a skirt like this. I think flats might be a little too casual. If you have to wear a lower shoe, I would maybe find one that has maybe a 1-inch heel on it and see if that would work. But you can see that the one with the heel that I have on has 3 straps, and I think that they cut the foot off a little bit weird with this. So it might look better if I put some tights on. That way it would blend a little bit better. But I just wanted to show you what this looked like and just say I'm not a huge fan. You might like this and might think it looks good, but I wasn't 100% on board with this. So I almost forgot, I have another sandal that has a strap on it that I wanted to show you. So this one is a heeled sandal and it has the ankle strap. And a lot of people don't like an ankle strap shoe with a midi skirt. And I do think it cuts off the leg a little bit, but I think if this was nude, it would work really well. But since it's black, you do see it a lot more. And I don't mind this, but I know this is not a lot of people's favorite thing. But I do see why people say that if you have the ankle strap, it kind of cuts the leg off, especially with the midi skirt, and divides it up, and it can look a little bit weird. So this is probably one that you might want to not consider doing unless it's your only shoe option, and maybe find one that is more skin color so it doesn't cut off so much. But you can also choose something like a pump. I really love a pump. It's one that's really pretty and shows the foot and gives you some height and elongates the leg. And I really love this option. And I think it is something that is very popular right now. You could also do a slingback shoe like this that would be really pretty, and it's on trend right now. So these are better options than your strappies that kind of cut off your leg. And I would love to know in the comments below what you think of some of the straps and if you would wear the ankle strap shoe. So I think one of my favorite options with tights and this midi skirt is a pair of my ankle boots that I have that are a little bit dressy that have the skinny heel. So I would choose this one all day long over a lot of my other things if I wanted to dress it up, even as opposed to the pump. So if I had black tights on, I would definitely do the ankle boot over a pump, even though both of them look good. I think for the fall and winter, this is just a fun option. And there are a lot of fun options out there. And I think the skinny heels, if you have not gotten a pair, they're super super easy to walk in, and they make them very comfortable now. So they're definitely going to be trending for a while. So I think this is a good option to have. So another very popular midi skirt is a denim midi skirt. So I wanted to show you shoe options with this, and there's a lot of no's. I think the denim midi can get really heavy on the body, so you have to be very careful with what you wear with it. So the first two options I actually love with this skirt, and one is the sleek knee-high boot and the other one is the chunky knee-high boot. So I think if you style your upper half properly with a skirt like this, I think either option works. And I think there are just a lot of basic knee-high boot options that you can wear with this. And you can even put tights on with it if you need extra warmth. But this is my favorite look with a denim midi skirt. And I love either making it look a little bit more dressed up or making it look really casual with the chunky version. So I think that both of these options are great. Now, the one option that I don't love is a very flat lug sole knee-high boot, which I wanted to put on with this because I don't like any of the really lug sole boots. I like the heels that are block heels, but the ones like this that are really flat, I think this made the skirt look absolutely frumpy, and I would not recommend wearing this. And then I wanted to put it on with my loafers because I know someone is going to think I can just throw this skirt on with a pair of loafers. And I put my chunky loafers on and my classic loafers, and I didn't like either of them. I just don't think a loafer style is that great with it. Now, maybe the chunky loafer could work with maybe a pair of socks, and if your midi skirt was a little bit of a different shape or maybe a little bit more fitted on you, this might work. And then you put a chunky sweater on top, so you could definitely try that, but it definitely was not my favorite. And so I also wanted to show you a pair of flats with this, and this is a square toe flat, and I put these on a lot with denim pieces because they have a blue fleck in them and I think they're really cute. But this didn't work at all. I think this is probably the frumpiest option that I saw when I was trying things on to show you guys. And so I would stay away from any ballet flats with your midi denim skirts. And then also ankle boots. Ankle boots with shorter items or midi length items have kind of been a popular thing that people do, but I don't love this look. I don't love that ankle boot that cuts off the leg and then you have the longer skirt. I just felt like this was another frumpy option. So for your midi skirts, basically for fall and winter, I would put them on with a knee-high boot. I think that is the very best option that looks very modern and it'll keep you warm, and it just looks very stylish compared to all of these other shoe options. So since I'm talking about the midi denim skirt, I'll go ahead and talk about the maxi denim skirt because this is another popular item, and I just have a few things that I want to show you about it because I think you can really wear a lot of things with the maxi denim skirt. So the first thing I put on with it that I love, of course, is this sleek skinny heeled knee-high boot. I love this boot with almost everything that I have, and I really like it. I think it kind of lightens up that maxi skirt. But I also love the boot that has the block heel on it. Even though it's a little chunky, I still think it goes really well, and since it gave me some height, you could really see a lot of that boot. And so I think either of these options work really, really well, and it just depends on what you are going to wear with them. So whether you want a block heel and more casual style boot, or whether you want something with a skinny heel that's a little bit dressier, I think either of them are going to work. And so now I want to talk about sneakers with this skirt because I really love sneakers with this maxi skirt, and I would stick with more of a fashion, low profile sneaker that's, you know, just really nice on the top of your foot, nothing that has a really chunky sole. So now I'm going to show you the comparison with a trainer in this skirt, and I've seen people wear trainers with their maxi denim skirts, and I just don't love the look. And I think they probably have a purpose in it. Maybe it's they're commuting and they take it off and change their shoe when they get to work. That could be something because they're comfortable. But if you want to style an outfit, I really think a fashion sneaker that's low profile and a little more sleek works a whole lot better than the chunky trainer. So there are two other options that I did not love with the skirt, and one is a Chelsea boot. So you can see how chunky the Chelsea boot is with the lug sole. And I think really it is that big kind of flat lug sole that just kills this. So I would definitely stay away from anything that added a lot of bulk like this. And with it being flat, it makes the skirt longer and sits on top of that boot, and it just doesn't look that good. And then I know people want to consider a pair of flats with this, but flats just don't go really well with it either. I think it makes the skirt really overwhelming. So you really have to balance a skirt like this with your shoes. So even if the slit was in the front, I wouldn't recommend the Chelsea boot or the flats. I really think any of the other options that I talked about would work just as well, and you might see the shoe just a little bit better. So now I want to show you some shoe options with a long maxi dress. And mine, of course, is black, and I have a lot of black shoe options. And if yours is a different color, then just kind of go by the style of the shoes that I talk about here. So the first one I want to show you, of course, is a sleek ankle boot. So this one is kind of like my knee-high boot. It's just a short booty. And you can absolutely do this without tights or with tights. And I think it dresses it up a bit. So this dress that I have is from Anthropologie. It's one of my favorites. They have it in all kinds of colors this year. And I think that you can dress this one up or wear it casually. So another dressy shoe option that I love is a Mary Jane with a heel. So maybe a Mary Jane pump like I'm showing you here. I think this looks great. I love the patent leather, which I think is going to be a trend next year. So you're going to see a lot of this. And I loved this with it and thought it was just super easy to throw on and make it look good. So something that was very surprising to me that I loved with the maxi dress was a pair of pointed toe flats. And I think pointed toe might be the key here, although a lot of you don't like pointed toe. I think a round toe might look a little bit frumpy, so you could do an almond toe if that works better for you. Maybe even a rounded square toe that was a little bit elongated. But I absolutely love the flats because I don't think they make the dress look frumpy. I don't think they distract from it. I think the dress itself, usually maxi dresses give length anyway and just look really pretty on all different heights. So I love the flats with this, and I would love to know if you do too. A flat shoe that I didn't love with it that's really chunky is a loafer. So if you're thinking about putting a chunky loafer with a flowy, nice maxi dress, I would say don't do it. So a personal favorite of mine that I wanted to share is that I love wearing fashion sneakers with a long maxi dress. I just think it's fun. I think it's a very big contrast in styles, and I don't know, it just makes a little bit of a statement, and I think it looks good. So this is not going to be for everyone, and I would definitely choose a fashion sneaker over a trainer, but I love the look. I love the style contrast, and I just think it's comfortable and has a lot of style to it. So now for a knee length sweater dress that I have, and I think knee length is super easy to style a lot of things with. And so the first thing I want to talk about is a lot of people wear ankle boots with dresses like these. And I'm not totally against it, but I want to show you an option that I don't love, which is the black dress with black ankle boots, and then you have really white legs in between. So if you have something that blends a little bit better with your skin, I think this works really well. But when you have a huge contrast like this, I just think it looks pretty terrible. So a better option for me with this would be to put on a pair of tights. So always consider a pair of tights if you can't make a dress work really well with shoes, and see if you can get those tights to kind of blend it all together. And I think this is definitely a better option than no tights. And I also wanted to mention that I have a pair of ankle boots on here that have a little bit of a heel. They are more of your Western style. I wanted to use something a little bit different, and I think they work really well, but I think you could also wear a pair of sock booties or another ankle booty that you have that has a nicer look to it. So I wouldn't do something super chunky like a Chelsea boot or something that comes up like mid calf. A better option would be to do a knee-high boot, which I put one on with this that I love. And even though it has that block heel, I still think it looks really good. The one I would stay away from here is that lug sole again. And I think the dress is a little too nice, fits a little too well, looks a little more put together, that you want to stay in more of that styling with it. And so I do think the block heel still works. And I do think a skinny heel would work with this as well. So there are two shoe options that are very popular that were not my favorite. And the first one was a chunky loafer. I decided I would try this with the dress, and I just think the style of the loafer looks terrible with it. I think the chunkiness doesn't look good. So anything with a lug sole like this, like your Chelsea boots, things like that, I would probably just steer clear of with something like this. And then I tried on a pair of pointed toe flats with tights, and I did not like this at all. I thought it looked really frumpy. I think if your flats actually go really well with the dress and you can have a sheer pair of tights on, or maybe no tights at all, this could work, because I think with knee length, a flat is totally fine if you have the right flat. But this one just was not it for me, and I didn't love it. So if I were to want to dress this up a little bit, I would choose to put on my sock booties with tights or the more sleek ankle boots that I have with the skinny heel that would help dress this up. Because I think if you're going with a pointed toe flat, you're looking for more of a put together look. So I think those two other options would be a little bit better. So I hope I gave you enough comparisons that you can actually look at your skirts and dresses and decide what shoes to wear with them. And if you have any questions, please let me know in the comments below. And if you love this video, please let me know. And also give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing. And thank you guys for allowing me to do this. I love helping you figure things out and feel better every day in your clothing. So thanks for allowing me to do that. And I will talk to you next time.